enhancing climate resilience at district level, assisting districts and villages to work collaboratively in strengthening community resilience and climate change and natural disasters. Funded by the Pilot Program for Climate Resilience, PPCR, through the World Bank.
The agriculture sector faces a lot of challenges. The main one that we're currently facing is the issue of our old and senile coconut trees, compounded by the coconut rhinoceros beetles. And so we were very fortunate to receive this financial assistance from World Bank to look at enhancing the resilience of our farmers in 6 rural districts, I think 4 in Upolu and 2 in Savai'i, to help us revive our coconut resources using the dynamic agroforestry approach. We decided to apply this approach mainly to avoid the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides. Our original target was to regrow 600 hectares in these 6 rural districts with coconuts mixed with other cash crops such as cocoa, and also fruit trees for our food security and nutrition. Ministry and the recipients of this intervention and highly appreciate the consideration of the World Bank and our Ministry of Finance, that the recipients will also now be blessed with basic farm tools to help them maintain their development.
Ole porokeki lea ese mai lawa I porokeki umawa o kei loa ole. Ole porokeki nge e whaasa lawa se mea kau whangawao. Ile ai lawa se mea kau vai la au e alu ia whaonga lawa le bele. Ia ole ngaru e ngā le whai ia o au ngei mat whaangau ia ole mea ngā le whai. Ia wa e bele ia ngā koe kuure lalo ka fu e la au. Inga ia mawhaianga wahme ile ola ma le kupu wa e la au. E mo lea koe lea ngā whaakai kele lawa e. Ka ko malo ia ai mai se fo I ole ofisa o whakoanga. Ia po le whalkupe fo I o laulangi mo ku inga mai fo I o ngei porokeki inga I mawhaianga whaamongi inga I mako ainga.
Ia ole ngei lawa po kalame wa kele te ftotuangi mai po kalame. Wa mai I mea mo wa o ke whaakingo mo o whaangai oi. A wa se lumangai mo wa o mo la whaangai mo wangai se leng. Ma ko ki kua iai maolai. Ia leua a maka ngo uwa ai wha manguyanga. Wa ke le la pale mai o koko mo niu. Ma ula au ta ko a koko ku ava me papenga. O ke le whaka mala fo whaingai pokala. Langa o ke loa fo anga kausi mea ngā mai o pokala. A wāle wha mo ngā lako whi ngā wai mai moa. Mo le rumanga ia te le ala le anga mo dia kula fa ka ke le ai le ko office fa kai mo ngai me ko o mai ia ta fa ma yanga ta fa ma ya le ka sanga le ke ngai le lo fo le ku ta u si ai.
The other assistance is to strengthen the participation of our coastal communities to improve the adaptation and management of fish reserves under our Fisheries Division community-based fisheries management programs. The project also assisted us with the construction of fish aggregate devices, which we are now starting to deploy. Under the project, we've also have done some promotional campaigns and training on the production of tilapia and giant clams. For giant clams, this is really to bulk up the numbers and then distribute to these coastal villages who I have now established their fishing reserves. A lot of our other partners have assisted the Ministry of Agriculture to implement and realize the desired outputs and outcomes from this highly appreciated World Bank funded program.
Ia, te tono nei polo kalame mo le tali atu foi fsue inga le tau, lo whapena na whatupe ina i le polo ketia le whatupe lalangi ia polo World Bank. Ia te le so na ngā e tonu fo le atu o Samoa. O nei se leni ia pone foi polo keti na mwhaina whaatata noina i le tele a whioanga mai tu malo. Tu whatasinga lea o fufuanga ese ia waanga ruenga e alanga te tau na whaatino. E tali tuai fsue inga le tau o lo whapena na whaina iso tato atunu. O le environment la po le awai mai fo i mtanga luenga puno o whanatura ma sisi o manga. Ia le fsosoani lea inisi fo i o polo ketia i tu malo. Papenana avel whamamafa i ngā luenga. E pui e tu langa tau puna o whanatura. Pe e le puna o lea o la whanatura. Ia pal biodiversity. Ia le puna o nei o le suavai. E ngata pala tu langa tau le wamatua. O le tasine o awanoa. Po awala e tali tuai le tuititi o kasa ona. O lo mafua i le fsua inga o le tang. Lea la e tele ia nisi fo i o tu malo, sa papenana fsosoani ia i le tatou matanga luenga, a la tu le to mai whapitoa, ia le whale lei o tulanga tau lau whanua apo vai, lo penana apo ina mwhaasaonga le mulu sua vai tau mapa, ngā lurue whaatasi le whaititia o manu la fua, lo penana whale tonu ai le tatou siso manga. Ia le ngata lea, i o le toto ina o le tele o le wamatua wa whainga. Ia walawa le mau o o la au, ia penana pui ai le palapala, ia penana whaasasoina ma le suawa i teimi o timunga. Te lela sa ngā le nei polo keti tutono si o tato tunu, ia e ala le ia tina e tau sisi o manga.
So SWA's vision for these projects was to cater for the population migratory trends towards going inland. So what we've seen throughout the last couple of years is that a lot of the population tends to migrate further inland as opposed to living right around the coast. So this project in particular, we wanted to cater for those families and also as a backup supply for our coastal supply. So through the SIM plans that we had, we were able to liaise with the communities. We had a public relations unit that went out and did consultations with the families. And through that, we were able to address other factors to cater for those climate resiliency requirements. So we shifted a lot of our pipelines further inland. And actually this system connects 3 or 4 other water supply systems. The underlying issue we used to have before was that there would generally be low pressure once it reaches the families. What we would also see was that there would be a lot of illegal connections or people tapping into SWA's reserves through those illegal connections. So now that we've switched our designs to using polyethylene pipe, we've actually seen a reduction in that. And that allows us to have minimal waste for our water supply systems. What we want is for these customers to connect immediately after the project has been completed. So actually with almost all of our projects, all of the customers have already made their applications to connect to our water supply systems even before our projects were completed. So what we want is for that transition period to be quite smooth and quite seamless. And that's what we've been experiencing so far. And I think that's a testament to our project management team that we've been working with KVA and a lot of our other partners, and we've been able to progress our projects and move them, carry them forward quite quickly. Yep, so we're very fortunate to be working with our partners, so KVA and the World Bank especially, for funding most of these projects. SWA's corporate plan, we would have never envisioned that we would complete these projects. And so with their assistance, we've actually doubled the amount of projects that we would normally do every year. And so all of these projects, they would have been done maybe 5 to 10 years down the track. So we're very, very, very fortunate and very, very grateful to be receiving funding to implement them right now before any natural disasters, before any requirements for climate resiliency. And so what we're able to do is, for example, for Alisar East, that was one of our biggest projects, which cost about 1.5 million tala. That was all completely funded by the World Bank, and we were very, very fortunate to be able to implement that system and to feed the number of customers we needed to supply.
The sub-projects under the PPCR project through World Bank and the CIF fund was under the pipeline of LTA a few years ago. So we'd like to thank the Climate Investment Fund through World Bank for helping us fund these projects and helping us achieve these goals we had a few years ago. The main objective was to enhance climate resilience within these communities. This was to construct infrastructure that could withstand climate change and also associated weather patterns. We also created these roads and these culverts as a safe haven for these communities to turn to in terms of tsunamis, earthquakes, and natural disasters. The beneficiaries of these projects include mainly these communities and the public. River crossings were designed to withstand high volume of water, flash floods, and also overflowing. So we built them to have the capacity structurally and with hydrology to withstand these waters going through the culverts. The access and emergency roads were created to help the communities and the public to go inland of these communities and to access their plantations in terms of a lifeline assurance. And also these roads were created so that they could escape from the coastal areas in case of any tsunamis or any earthquakes or any flash floods. The main challenges was to ensure that we finished these projects on time. Noting that we have short staff, we also had to turn into a channel feedback through a single source so that we eliminated any unnecessary problems that would delay these projects.